Welcome to the Boiler Room. The world of professional wrestling is full of unique characters and outlandish storylines, where the line between what is real and what is fake is often hard to distinguish. But in this world of showmanship, the story of Chris Benoit is very, very real. So step into the ring as we enter the Boiler Room. On June 24th, 2007, Chavo Guerrero woke to the sound of an incoming text message piercing the silence of the early morning. Blinking away the remnants of sleep, he reached for his phone. The screen's glow casting shadows across the dimly lit hotel room. The message read, "The dogs are in the enclosed pool area. Garage side door is open." The message was from Chris Benoit, a workmate and fellow superstar for the WWF. Chavo's eyes flicked to the clock, noting the time, far earlier than any usual communication warranted. With a heavy sigh, he placed the phone back on the nightstand, attempting to grasp a few more hours of sleep before embarking on the day's travel. Yet, as he lay in the dark, sleep proved elusive. His mind raced, unable to shake the feeling that something was amiss. Chris had been acting strange lately, oscillating between being distant and overly affectionate, a departure from the steadfast friend and competitor Chavo knew. The odd voicemail about Nancy and Daniel having food poisoning, the groggy phone call, and now this cryptic message about the dogs. Each piece added weight to a growing sense of dread. The interactions with Chris had been fraught with uncharacteristic tension. A late-night call where Chris's voice had sounded so tired and so unlike himself, ending with an emphatic "I love you" that seemed to carry more gravity than their usual sign-offs, had left Chavo unsettled. Then, silence. Chris had become unreachable, his absence from scheduled events compounding concern into alarm. With the dawn casting a soft light into the room, Chavo's unease deepened. He decided to reach out to WWE officials and other close friends, each call a confirmation that no one had heard from Chris since those last strained messages. Law enforcement officials, prompted by calls from concerned colleagues and friends, approached the Benoit family home in Fayetteville, Georgia. The discovery within the house confirmed the worst fears of all who knew the Benoit family. Chris, Nancy, and their son Daniel were found deceased. This tragic end to a family deeply interwoven with the fabric of professional wrestling sent shockwaves through the community, marking a somber chapter in its history. Born on May 23, 1967, Chris Benoit's early life in Edmonton was marked by a deep fascination with wrestling. He spent countless hours watching his heroes perform, dreaming of one day stepping into the ring himself. Benoit was not just a fan, he was a student of the game, analyzing techniques and imagining his own matches. His dedication to wrestling was evident from a very young age, setting the stage for his future in the sport. Benoit's break came when he joined Stampede Wrestling, a promotion based in Calgary, Alberta, known for its rigorous training program and for producing some of the best talents in wrestling. It was here that Benoit's potential began to shine. Under the tutelage of the legendary Hart family, he honed his skills, developing a style that was both technically precise and intensely physical. His dedication and performance in Stampede Wrestling earned him not only respect, but also a mentor in Tom Billington, the Dynamite Kid. This mentorship with Dynamite Kid was pivotal in Benoit's career. Billington, known for his high-flying moves and technical prowess, was also a complex figure, with a temper as notorious as his in-ring talent. Despite his unparalleled dedication to wrestling, Billington's life was marked by challenges and tragedies, culminating in a series of health issues that prematurely ended his career and led to a life filled with pain. Under Billington's guidance, Benoit's style evolved, incorporating a blend of technical skill, agility, and a willingness to push his physical limits. Yet, in the shadow of Billington's troubled life, there lay a subtle foreshadowing of the adversity and tragedy that would later envelop Benoit's own journey. In the early 1990s, Benoit began wrestling for New Japan Pro Wrestling, one of the most prestigious wrestling promotions in the world. This move was a testament to his growing reputation as an exceptional talent. Japan's wrestling scene, known for its strong style and emphasis on technical skill, was a perfect fit for Benoit's abilities and intensity. Wrestling in a mask under the name Wild Pegasus, Benoit quickly made a name for himself, captivating audiences with his precision, agility, and fearless approach to the sport. In Japan, Benoit's career flourished. He became a standout in the Super J Cup, a tournament featuring some of the best junior heavyweight wrestlers from around the world, showcasing his skill and dedication to a global audience. Benoit's wrestling journey also led him to Mexico's lucha libre arenas and the wrestling rings of Germany, where he adapted his style to each country's wrestling culture. During this period of intense growth and learning, Benoit's commitment to his craft was unparalleled. His quest for perfection in the ring was relentless, often leading him to punish himself for any mistake, no matter how minor. A telling incident occurred during his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, as recounted by Chris Jericho. Following a match where Jericho slightly botched a move, Benoit felt he had not reacted appropriately in the ring. This imperceptible mistake weighed heavily on Benoit, who was later found by Jericho doing squats as a form of self-punishment. In August 1994, Benoit was discovered by Paul Heyman, the owner and promoter of Extreme Championship Wrestling, and began wrestling for the United States promotion in between tours of Japan. It was in ECW that Benoit earned his most infamous moniker, the Crippler, during a match against Sabu. The match ended abruptly when Benoit executed a move that broke his neck. It was in ECW that Benoit began to refine his persona and in-ring style, elements that would become trademarks of his career as he moved onto larger stages. His journey in WCW began through a talent exchange program with New Japan Pro Wrestling, where his standout performances in the cruiserweight division caught the attention of WCW higher-ups, including Ric Flair. By late 1995, he joined the Reformed Four Horsemen and became a key figure in feuds against Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. Benoit began an intense feud with WCW booker Kevin Sullivan, initially framed around a reluctant tag team partnership that quickly soured. The storyline evolved into a deeply personal narrative, with Sullivan booking a feud that suggested Benoit was having an affair with Sullivan's real-life wife and on-screen valet, Nancy, also known as Woman. To sell the storyline, Benoit and Nancy were seen holding hands in public and sharing hotel rooms, blurring the lines between professional wrestling storytelling and real life. This on-screen relationship developed into an actual affair, significantly straining Benoit's relationship with Sullivan. Despite the personal tensions, Benoit respected Sullivan's professionalism in the ring, though Benoit seemed to be able to function normally outside the ring. Marrying twice and having 3 children, he sometimes displayed violent behavior. His second wife, Nancy, filed for divorce shortly after they wed in 2000. According to reports, Nancy claimed that Chris Benoit could get unpredictable when he lost his temper, and she worried he'd hurt her or their son, Daniel. But Nancy later withdrew her divorce petition. In WCW, Benoit's career continued to rise, with memorable feuds, notably against stars such as Booker T over the WCW World Television Championship, and successful tag team runs with Dean Malenko and the Four Horsemen. However, Benoit's dissatisfaction with WCW's management led to his departure in 2000, despite winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Alongside friends Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn, Benoit left WCW, emphasizing his commitment to his principles and quality wrestling. This marked the end of a significant chapter in Benoit's career, paving the way for his move to the World Wrestling Federation. Chris Benoit's wrestling journey reached its pinnacle when he joined the World Wrestling Federation in 2000. This move was seen as a significant step up in his career, offering him a platform on the largest wrestling stage in the world. Benoit's arrival in WWE, along with other talented wrestlers, was part of a highly publicized acquisition that set high expectations for his success in the promotion. Benoit quickly became one of WWE's most respected and technically proficient performers. His intense, no-nonsense style resonates with fans and fellow wrestlers alike, distinguishing him in a roster of larger-than-life characters. His dedication was evident in every match, whether on weekly television shows or the grand stage of WrestleMania. One of Benoit's most memorable moments occurred at WrestleMania, where he won the World Heavyweight Championship in a highly acclaimed match. This victory, the culmination of years of hard work and determination, marked Benoit's ascent to the top of the wrestling world. The image of an emotional and triumphant Benoit holding the championship belt remains an iconic moment in WWE history. Chris Benoit's dedication to wrestling and his remarkable technical skill made him a standout performer in the wrestling world. However, the intense physical demands of the sport and the pressure to maintain peak condition led many wrestlers, including Benoit, to use performance-enhancing drugs such as steroids. This practice, while not exclusive to any one era or promotion, was particularly notable during Benoit's time, reflecting a broader culture within professional wrestling that often prioritized physical prowess and resilience at a significant personal cost. Nancy Benoit eventually expressed her concerns over Chris's steroid use via a text message that said, "I will not accept this steroid-induced roller coaster ride of emotional abuse. Ignoring the problem or running away isn't going to help you face it. You need professional help, and only if you're fully honest about all of it. Get off the stuff. I'm probably not the only one who can see, and we both know the wellness program is a joke." Beyond his championship victories, Benoit was known for his work ethic and influence on the wrestling industry. He mentored many younger wrestlers, sharing his knowledge and passion. His style, blending technical skill, intensity, and psychological storytelling, influenced a generation. His matches serve as a masterclass in professional wrestling, studied by aspiring performers worldwide. However, amidst his professional achievements, Benoit's time in WWE also illuminated the more complex and contradictory aspects of his character. Instances of severe bullying, juxtaposed with moments of unexpected kindness, painted a nuanced picture of Benoit's interactions within the wrestling community. Justin Roberts, a ring announcer, recounted in his autobiography, Best Seat in the House, a particularly distressing incident. Benoit physically assaulted him at an airport, executing a double crossface that left Roberts unable to walk for days. Despite such instances of bullying, Benoit also showed a softer side, notably when he would reach out to check on Roberts' father as he battled cancer, reflecting an unpredictable duality in his behavior. Another example of Benoit's challenging interactions came with The Miz. Following a minor incident where The Miz accidentally spilled chicken crumbs on a veteran's bag, Benoit sternly told him he was no longer welcome to dress in the locker room. This edict forced The Miz to change and shower elsewhere for 7 months, a testament to Benoit's strict, sometimes overreactive, enforcement of locker room etiquette. In November 2005, the wrestling world mourned the loss of Eddie Guerrero, a dear friend and confidant of Chris Benoit. The news shook Benoit to his core, leaving him visibly distraught and struggling to come to terms with Guerrero's passing. Their friendship had been a cornerstone of Benoit's life, both personally and professionally, as they supported each other through thick and thin, celebrating victories and weathering challenges together. Guerrero's death left a gaping void in Benoit's life, and the impact was evident during a tribute show on Monday Night Raw, where he openly wept on camera. Chris Jericho, another close friend of both Guerrero and Benoit, recalled the profound sadness he witnessed in Benoit, particularly during Guerrero's funeral. The embrace between the two friends was described as desperate and heart-wrenching, highlighting the depth of Benoit's grief. In the aftermath of Guerrero's death, Benoit's behaviour underwent a significant transformation. He chose to retreat from the public eye, gradually withdrawing from friends and family. Months would pass without him reaching out to loved ones, and he turned to journaling as a means of processing his overwhelming emotions. Nancy Benoit, Chris's wife, confided in Eddie's wife, Vicky Guerrero, expressing how deeply Eddie's death had affected him. It was evident that Benoit was grappling with profound sorrow, struggling to navigate life without his dear friend by his side. As time passed, those close to Benoit began to notice a troubling shift in his demeanour. The loss of Guerrero seemed to trigger a profound sense of paranoia, a side of Benoit that was previously unseen. He became fixated on the safety of his family and himself, taking extreme precautions to mitigate perceived threats. Benoit's paranoia manifested in various ways, from altering his travel routes to constantly checking home security measures. These actions, while well-intentioned, served as a stark departure from his usual behaviour, causing concern among friends and family who witnessed a troubling transformation in the once relaxed wrestler. Over the weekend of June 22, 2007, Chris Benoit uncharacteristically missed a WWE event, though nobody could have ever imagined that a simple no-show would become one of the darkest days in wrestling history. Late at night on the Friday, Chris Benoit killed his wife Nancy in an upstairs bedroom in their house. Nancy's limbs were bound, and her injuries showed that Benoit had pressed his knee into her back while pulling at a cord around her neck, strangling her to death. The next morning, Benoit drugged his 7-year-old son Daniel with Xanax, leaving him unconscious, and then Benoit brutally suffocated him. Benoit left a copy of the Bible by each body. On June 24, 2007, Chris Benoit sent a text message to Chavo Guerrero, nephew of his former deceased best friend Eddie Guerrero, reading, "The dogs are in the enclosed pool area and the back door is open," before heading into his home gym, creating a noose from the end of a weight machine and placing it around his neck. On June 24, 2007, Chris Benoit was scheduled to appear at a pay-per-view fight called Vengeance, Night of Champions, in Houston, Texas, where he was expected to win the Extreme Championship Wrestling World Championship. But Benoit never showed up. When nobody from WWE had heard from Benoit in over 24 hours, Chavo Guerrero showed the messages he got from Benoit to WWE management. WWE then called the Fayetteville police, who discovered the 3 bodies at the house. A suicide note was later discovered in a Bible that had been among Benoit's possessions. It read, "I'm preparing to leave this earth." In the aftermath of the killing, there have been many rumours and conspiracies surrounding the deaths. These conspiracies include the allegation that Nancy's ex-husband Kevin Sullivan could have been involved in the deaths of the Benoit family, due to his history of animosity towards Chris Benoit. However, there is no evidence at all to suggest this. One of the more unusual aspects of the Chris Benoit case, however, was the premature announcement of Nancy Benoit's death on the internet, approximately 14 hours before her body was discovered. The premature announcement was initially attributed to a Wikipedia editor who, mistakenly or maliciously, updated Nancy Benoit's Wikipedia page to indicate her death before it was officially confirmed. This incident sparked speculation about potential insider knowledge or involvement in the deaths. However, investigations into the matter did not uncover any evidence of foul play or prior knowledge beyond this erroneous edit. The most likely cause, however, would be a mixture of drug abuse and brain damage. Chris's autopsy revealed elevated levels of the steroid testosterone in Chris's system, and later, Julian Bales, the chairman of neurosurgery at West Virginia University and a founding member of the Sports Legacy Institute, announced the findings of his organization, stating that Chris Benoit's brain had undergone many changes from concussions. These extreme changes throughout Chris Benoit's brain are enough to explain aberrant behavior, including suicide and even homicide,